There we go. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a very, I really can't say exciting video, but I'm kind of excited about it. I don't know if you saw in my last videos, I said that I had a topic. I think it was "Is the Scene Dead" video. I had a topic I wanted to discuss with you guys, my fellow musicians, and I told you I was really excited for this. I was really excited for this video, and basically it's because it's about Guitar Center. Everyone who's a musician has shopped at Guitar Center or continues to shop at Guitar Center. Guitar Center has been one of the #1 guitar stores in the nation when it comes to selling gear. The only place that has really toppled over them in guitar and everything like that has been Sweetwater, in my opinion. Now, of course, there's also American Musical Supply. There's Sam Ash for another however long teaser to another discussion video I'm going to be doing. Everything, and there's tons of other music stores, but nothing really beats Guitar Center. I remember one time I was working at the UPS store. This was before I worked at Guitar Center, because I worked at Guitar Center back between 2022 and 2023 as a sales manager, and I have actually, but like I was working at the UPS store, and there was someone who, I'm trying to pull the article on my phone, so if I look down, I'm looking down on my phone, but he had said something about how there was a guy that came in, he was going to sell, he was trying to buy a shipment because he was shipping something somewhere, and I was like, and it looked like a guitar, and me being a musician, I was like, hey, what do you got in the box? And he was like, oh, I got this guy. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm a musician, I play guitar and stuff like that, and I sing and everything like that, and I make music, you know. And let me pull up a little bit closer so you can see my face a little bit better. And I remembered he had said that back in the 80s he worked at Guitar Center. He was in the headquarters, and he was actually in the meeting room where they were discussing the future plans, and they had already had a few stores in a couple of states and stuff like that, and how one of the guys said that they wanted Guitar Center to be like the music store version of Walmart, which meaning not that they have low prices, but meaning that they will turning to my brain, that they want them everywhere, because you can't throw, like, you can throw a rock and hit a Walmart. I mean, Walmarts are everywhere. So I mean, especially here in Houston, people shop at Walmart all the time here. That's why you see all those fun videos like Walmart 3 a.m. I used to be one of the guys that went to Walmart 3 a.m. just so people watch. But anyways, they wanted it to be like Walmart, and after working at Guitar Center and stuff like that, I just, it was a dream to work at Guitar Center, and I loved every second of it. But that's gonna segue to this video. But first, before we get down to the nitty gritty, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, hit the bell notification so that you'll be notified whenever the video comes up. We upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday, or at least we try to. More videos coming your way, so make sure you guys subscribe and you stay tuned with what we have going on. But overall, I really want to make this video because I get my news not from Facebook, not from news sources, but I get my news from Google. And with me being a musician, I look up all the music websites, stuff like that. There was a thing. This article came up, and I was like, oh my goodness! Like, being an ex Guitar Center employee, and this being about Guitar Center, I had to read this article and give my 2 cents on it. But this is a Guitar Center, this is a Guitar World article about Guitar Center, their interview with the CEO. And basically the title is this: if you walk through a Guitar Center, you see an awful lot of $300 guitars. If I'm a serious musician, it doesn't feel like the right place for me anymore. Guitar Center new CEO explains why the firm's future must prioritize premium guitars. Now, we can already tell by that title right there, that phrase, that it's going to be about Guitar Center future. It's going to be about what they want to do in the future when it comes to Guitar Center. It's going to involve serious musicians. It's going to involve not having so many $300 guitars on the wall. I remembered when I worked at Guitar Center, we had a lot of $300 guitars that we had on the wall. If we had anything over a certain amount, they were at the very top and locked, due to the fact that there was a guy who would come in through the roof and swipe guitars through the ceiling, and so that's why those locks are there. And so it's a defense mechanism for people who try to steal the guitars, because the expensive guitars sell for a lot of money, especially if it's like, oh, brand new out of the box. You know what I mean? But anyways, I digress. Let's get back back into it. This is by Phil Weller. So Phil Weller, you definitely get the credit for this. This was published on April 26th, 2024. So I'm a little late on it, and I've already seen some people. Well, I haven't seen anybody talk about it really. I've seen other people talk about the whole Sam Ashley, and that's going to be on another video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But let's just get right into it. If I mess up some names, I'm sorry, but I'm horrible with names. But anyways, let's get into it. Gabe Del Porto insists the firm needs to evolve, that's in quotations, evolve, and execute better, that's in quotations, in order to survive, and that it has forgotten who its core customer really is. Definitely have some tidbits on that, but I will save all that for when we go deeper into the article. Guitar Center's new CEO, Gabe Del Porto, believes the world needs the instrument superstore. So that's what the world needs, is in quotations, the instrument superstore, but has conceded it needs to evolve and execute better, once again that's in quotations, in order to survive. Del Porto was named CEO in October and recently spoke to Music Inc. magazine about his vision for what he hopes will be a brighter future for the firm. Now, when he says firm, meaning Guitar Center, like the Guitar Center brand, the Guitar Center name, the Guitar Center company as a whole. This is going to include Music and Arts. It's going to include Music 123. It's going to include American Musical Supply, Musician's Friend, because those three are definitely our Guitar Center affiliates. It's going to include all those, but he hopes will be a brighter future for the firm, one that must place a greater emphasis on high-end gear. That's going to be a key word, high-end gear. Because remember, if you go on Guitar Center now, it's all $300 Schecters, $300 Ibanez's, some Squires. There are some Mexican player Fenders, but there's not really a whole lot. There's not really anything like no American-made PRSs. There's a few Gibsons, a few American Fenders. Occasionally you'll see something like a Petrucci, a really expensive Petrucci, or oh my goodness, what's another guy? Another Music Man player who plays 7 strings, but his name has since lost my mind. Have since erased from my mind. But I know that he plays a Saber, which I have played that guitar. It's a pretty sick guitar. But anyways, if you want to experience musical instruments and start off Sorry, I can't read tonight. I'm so sorry. If you want to experience musical instruments and start off or accelerate your journey as a musician, our customers and vendors need us, he says. That's in quote, because he's talking. But in order to earn the right to be here, we need to evolve and execute better. Now he keeps on saying that, evolve and execute better. Now a lot of people have a lot of complaints, like, oh, Guitar Center's gone downhill with their quality control. They've gone downhill with this. They've gone downhill with that. And sorry, I've been itching my ear. But he keeps on using execute better, evolve and execute better, and Guitar Center's already done that, if you look at it, because back when I was in junior high and first started to learn how to play guitar, and I would go to Guitar Center, there were, I remember the 3 main guitars I picked up was a Schecter, an Ibanez, and a Gibson Explorer. Those are the three guitars I always played, and even now, like when I go to a Guitar Center, I pick up Tellys and PRSs because that's what I'm into now. Um, but back then they had a lot of high-end guitars. I remember I had a friend who was starting to play guitar, and he ended up surpassing me because he became a really good technical shred player. I was more of one to be a songwriter, and so while he was writing songs, I was writing songs, and so we were on different levels. But he accelerated far more than I ever did, and even now as a guitar player, he's 10 times better than me. But anyways, I remembered walking into Guitar Center with him, and every high end guitar that I pick off, because back then they didn't have the little locks and everything, so you could pick up a high end guitar off the wall, not have to ask anybody for ID because that's a policy that they do now, not have to ask any questions, not have to ask them to grab their keys and unlock it. You would just grab it and play it. And I remember every guitar I play, he'd pick up and play. And while I was doing, because I'm a punk rock player, I'm a punk rock metal player. While I was playing my punk rock chords and through my Mesa Boogie stacks and stuff like that, he would play Smoke on the Water on these high end guitars, and we just had a blast doing it. But back then, back then it was a time where the economy was a little bit better. We didn't have to worry about inflation. We didn't have that. It was basically oh, you want to buy this $3,000 guitar? Okay, bet. And now it's oh, you want to buy that $3,000 guitar? Let me talk to my wife, see if we can extend our mortgage or something like that. I mean, because cost of living stinks, and no one can just buy toys anymore. It's weird. It's weird. It's the only people that can play these high-end guitars are people that are touring musicians, are taking it seriously, that have a good paying job, that are, that are just very well off. But I digress. Anyways, such as he discussed why the firm will focus on expanding its premium range of electric guitars, acoustic guitars, and beyond. So he's wanting to bring Guitar Center back to its former glory. Now I know that if anybody watches this probably has a different opinion of mine, but I was thinking because back then, like I said, when I was learning how to play guitar and I went to a Guitar Center, I could pick a guitar off the wall and not have to ask them to take it to bring it down for me. I got it myself because it was in reach, and I think that's what he's trying to get back to, that where it's get the really expensive guitars in the hands of the musicians a lot easier than how it's been. But once again, of course, they're locked away for a reason. There's a reason why they're locked away. But anyways, back to the article. Somewhere along the way, we forgot who our core customer was, Del Porto states. Our core customer is the serious musicians, the gigging artist or passionate player where music is a big part of their identity. And I'm going to go ahead and read along this as well. Over the years, we've evolved significantly into serving the beginner and entry-level customer, which is great. But if you walk through a GC store, you're going to see an awful lot of $300 guitars. We have some premium product, but we don't have enough. It's very hard to experience a premium product because we have our biggest guitars locked on the top row where you can't easily get to them. So, and I'm going to read some more here. So if I'm a serious musician and I walk into a Guitar Center, it doesn't feel like the right place for me anymore. Now, here's the thing about that I'm going to really spell it out for you. Being an ex-Guitar Center employee, being someone who actually worked at the stores, I can tell you right now, Guitar Center's customer base is beginner guitar players and people that play at bars. They're every once in a while, I can name off the top of my head 4 premium gigging touring artists that came in to the store. That was Frank Beard from ZZ Top, that was the bass player and drummer from Gladys Knight, and it was oh yes, Pakistan. It was a drum band. It was a drumming band from Iraq, and it was the dudes from Fantasia. Those were the only four gigging musicians that, like, serious touring musicians that came into the store. Everybody else was people like me, going out to bars, playing gigs every night, trying to make ends meet, trying to make it in the silly industry we call music, trying to do something beneficial. And I'm not saying this to, to be like, oh, he doesn't have good points. He does have good points, because usually the only premium guitars I know of, the only reason I know what premium guitars feel like is because of the fact that I went to Guitar Center when I was younger and had the experience to play them. If I was walking to Guitar Center now and be like, I want to play that Gibson Les Paul up top, I ain't doing it. There were times where I remembered I asked them, because there was a PRS, it was a CE24. This was before they came out with the SECEs, and I told them, I want to play that guitar. Can you bring that guitar down for me so I can play it? Never did. They never did. I don't know if it's because they didn't think I was a serious musician or what, but it is what it is. But the people that would come into my store, 9 times out of 10 were people who were just beginning, buying their first guitar, people that were gigging for a little bit and needed a second guitar, or needed strings, picks, whatever, or rap artists and churches. That was it. We hardly got any serious gigging musicians who were selling out stadiums. Now, I don't know what he constitutes as a serious musician or a gigging musician, because I know for me, I consider myself a gigging musician. I don't call myself entry level either. I'm about like intermediate, gigging musician. But I have one expensive guitar, and that's my Fender Strat, and I don't ever take that out I don't ever take that out anywhere. I don't take it to local gigs. I don't take it on the road when I get the chance to tour. I don't take it anywhere. It stays in my room, in my closet, in its case, because I don't want anything to happen to it. I play $500 guitars or lower. If I like the guitar, I'll spend a little bit more. Like, the most I'll spend is probably like $1,000 on a guitar. But I usually don't ever go over 500. Like, all my PRSs cost me about $500. Like, and that's me being legit. Like, I never spend money on expensive guitars, because I don't want it to get ruined. I don't want them to get broken. And that's a serious thing, because I worked to get those guitars. I worked so hard to get those, and I don't want them to get ruined. And so me as a gigging musician, I don't want to play premium guitars live. Yeah, the sound might be great, but I'd rather play a premium. I'd rather play a intermediate guitar, like $500, maybe $1,000, and put it through a $3,000 amp, as opposed as you saw the Headrush unboxing video. I've been using my Headrush a lot more than I've even using an amp anyways, and so I'd rather play that rig, because that rig to me is a lot more like built tough than having to worry about, or having the anxiety of, oh my goodness, what's going to happen to my $3,000 guitar? Oh my goodness, what's going to happen to my $3,000 amp? Now, of course, I don't know. Like I said before, I don't know what he means by that. I don't know what he means by serious musician. But let's see if he elaborates. But if he doesn't, I'm just gonna think it's the guy that's, like I said, it's touring, winning awards, all over the world, stuff like that. Stuff like, not like what I do, not like what most of the guys that go to Guitar Center do. But anyways, I digress. Instead, Dal Porto says customers need to think this is a playground. This is where I belong. When they step foot in any Guitar Center's 300 plus stores, that's a lot. And that means having a much more premium assortment that's more easily accessible, where I can get in and grab a guitar and plug it in and try all these pedals and effects and just geek out and have a great time. Dal Porto says also wants to utilize this vast digital business experience to pull Guitar Center out of the dark ages. So he basically, and when I worked at Guitar Center, our customers treated it like a playground. Like, and I don't say like, oh my god, they're jerks, but I'm saying that as a thing that, like, customers do. Customers do treat it like a playground. I remember there was these teenagers that would come in every weekend to play the guitars. That's all they did. And they wouldn't buy anything. They'd just play the guitars and go home. People did treat it like a playground. People treat it as a place where they could go. I go there if I want to save space. If I just want to, like, just go and unwind and just play a whole bunch of different guitars for like a couple hours. Yeah, I'll go to Guitar Center. Heck yeah, I'll go to Guitar Center. But you don't need expensive guitars for it to be the playground, for someone to have fun, especially if they're not going to buy anything anyways, because the people that usually walk in the Guitar Centers don't really buy anything unless it's like strings, picks, whatnot, because guitars last a long time. I mean, my Strat's a 96 Strat and it's still kicking, so I mean, come on. Our competition has more engaging content and makes it easier to find and buy the right product. He continues, however, he adds that Guitar Center has the most amazing, most passionate people in the world, and that therein lies a possible solution to their problems. We're by far the largest physical retailer of musical instruments in the country, the Porto enthusiast, something like that. I don't really know that word. And we've got an incredible brand. We need to get back to basics and deliver an incredible experience with incredible product and really go and capture the digital world. So basically he's basically wanting to really enhance the experience for the customers, and I really appreciate that, because I remember working at Guitar Center. People loved going there. I love going there. I still love going there to this day. Me and the bass player for the band, because this is a band. This is a band channel. We go to Guitar Center all the time, and we hang out and we do what we do our thing. We go and play the different guitars, check out amps. Right now the bassist Fresh and Ivywood's wanting a bass amp, so he's looking at bass amps right now. I'm trying to find just more guitars, because I have since retired my Tremonti, my PRS Tremonti, so I do want some more PRSs to put in the lineup of guitars to play live, because I want to keep the Tremonti at home and have it as my recording guitar, and then have my other guitars as my gigging guitars. But I mean, it's Guitar Center is trying to do the right thing and trying to adapt to the market. But honestly, if you want to put more premium guitars on the walls, make them more accessible for customers, great. But personally, my personal opinion is I think that's going to drop sales, because once again, those musicians will go to Guitar Center if they're in town, and they'll get strings, picks, and whatever. They're not going to Guitar Center to buy guitars. Usually, half those guys have deals with other guitar companies, and they get the milk straight from the cow. They don't need Guitar Center. Guitar Center is for the starters, the bar musicians, the intermediates, the teachers, the churches, things like that. I appreciate what they're trying to do and bringing Guitar Center back to its former glory, and doing more things to engage with customers, especially because right now, or at least I think right now, Guitar Center is getting bubbled by other guitar stores, by other stores, or other enterprises or firms, when it comes to social media. Because I see a lot more stuff on Sweetwater's channel. I see a lot more stuff on Anderton's channel. And Anderton's is all the way in the UK. You have the and Thomann. Sorry, I forgot about Thomann. Thomann, and Thomann's all the way in Germany. Those two are kicking Guitar Center's butt in the U.S. when it comes to social media. And I really think that's what Guitar Center should focus on, is doing more stuff on their social media, as opposed to because every once in a while you would get a guy come in, but I want to play this guitar and we won't have it. We're like, well, you can order it and then bring it in, and if you don't like it, you can always return it. We always did that. We always offered that. And then if they returned it, hey, we had another premium guitar to put up on the top row. I mean, it was a win-win, But also, I understand what they're trying to do, because I know me personally, I do get kind of iffy when I want a guitar, but I haven't played that guitar to know how it feels. I get that, but also, those people are a dime a dozen. Those people come in maybe once every few months, if that. And besides, at the Guitar Center I worked at, it was mostly PA equipment and drum sales and keyboard sales. We hardly sold a guitar. We hardly sold an acoustic. Unless it was a ukulele. But of course that was for beginners. But of course that was for a beginner student trying to get into music and stuff like that. But I mean, as I'm closing, because that was the end of the article, as I close, Guitar Center has the guy. Gabe Del Porto had some great ideas. He had some great innovations, great ideas for how to make Guitar Center great, for how to kick everyone's butt, for how to be the best of the best in the U.S. when it comes to musical instruments. However, the key points that he needs to that they should focus on is social media. Seriously. Because serious musicians, I'm going to say this again, serious musicians get the milk from the cow themselves. They don't have to go through Guitar Center. I mean, it is what it is, but that's, but hey, if a serious musician came into a Guitar Center, oh, can I buy this guitar? And they'll be like, nope, sorry, the company gives them to me for free. They don't need to buy a guitar unless they collect, which a lot of musicians do collect. I collect guitars myself. I collect guitars, pedals, myself. I'm even wanting to build an amp collection. But also, Guitar Center has some good points. I know I keep on circling around, but Guitar Center has some good points. I really think they should focus more on their social media, as opposed to getting more premium guitars in their store. So I know for Houston, there's too many Guitar Centers that I know of that have premium rooms for their premium guitars, and there's a reason why. Is because they're in a place where they can do that. They're in a location where they can do that. They're a top tier Guitar Center, so they get all the premium stuff. And I think it should stay that way. Because it's if I want to try, something, I'll be willing to drive. And plus it's not like those Guitar Centers are far. They're within a 30-minute drive from where I live. I mean, it's not like I'm going to be like, oh my goodness, I can't touch this American made blah blah blah. No. But I digress. Guitar Center, if you're watching this from an ex-Guitar Center employee, focus on your social media. Don't worry about adding anything else to the stores, because there's no point. We live in an economy where it's just not important. It's just not important for people, unless they are serious musicians, unless they are serious. People pick it up as a hobby, and that's just the way it is. We live in a day and age where, it's either you buy groceries for the week, or no, you buy groceries for a month, or you buy a new guitar. You gotta eat. I mean, it's the way it is. We live in an economy where things are just too expensive. And it's just only going to get worse. So I honestly don't think that premium guitars are going to sell. I just think Guitar Center, you guys are better off just focusing on your social media and just keeping the guitars you got in the stores, because those are going to be the guitars that people are going to buy. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, hit the bell, comment. Please comment what you think about Guitar Center and what Guitar Center is doing. Let me know. Let me know if I'm full of crap and my opinions are don't matter. I don't care. Just, if you want to comment, but don't forget to subscribe and hit the like hit the like button, hit the bell. Also, help us get us to 100,000 subscribers. We're wanting to hit that goal by the end of the year, and so far we're at 21. So if you can share this video with your friends and get everyone on the Astronaut Wood bandwagon. It's great. We're working on new songs, so we're working on both covers and original music. So we're recording. It's actually what I got over here. I got my Studio One up and running. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. And once again, let me know what you guys think in the comments about what Guitar Center is doing, or even if you care. But anyways, God bless you guys. Have a wonderful night or day, or however, whenever you're watching this. I'll see you again soon. Why did I do that? I don't know. Bye.